Been a heck of a day here at day number 1 of the DreamHack Pro Circuit, but we are just now scooting on towards what is going to be our final series of day number 1, and it is going to be none other than GC Aura going up against NRG. And due to the fact that NRG did end up losing to River Rats in game number 5 of the last series, that means that this could be the very end series for them.
Yes, and the very last series for Fireburner's career as well. It all hangs in the balance.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see how they play after that Game 5 overtime loss.
Yeah, Gibbs, don't make me sad here, okay?
Hey, it's not over yet. It's not over yet.
I just want to say that I have not been a part of the Rocket League scene that long, and I can tell you that Fireburner's impact is something that makes me sad. And granted, I probably have a little bit more ties to players and the impact that they have in a scene and realizing it takes a lot of work. But that being said, this is something to be said over.
For sure.
Not like you have to be depressed. I'm just saying that there is a lot of weight behind his name.
There are some players sometimes where they're really good, but they're not respected by everybody. That's not the case for Fireburner. Everyone always has respected him. Even when I was playing, back when it was Kings of Urban versus Cosmic Aftershock, sure, there's some rivalries where you're like, I don't really like this player now, but that was never the case with Fireburner. It's mad respect to him. He's been around since the very beginning of Rocket League and even before that, and he's still here today, still has one more tournament left, and I bet every single person will be rooting for NRG here.
I mean, he was probably one of the most fundamental players from the beginning, and I remember I used to stream snipe him to try and find him in games whenever I was trying to learn how to play. And that just proves that he, from then on, and then to keep continuing forward to be on the top team. And then he's retiring on basically the top team in North America, especially at least online.
Yeah.
It's crazy to see, and it's going to be an interesting last game, potentially.
One of my favorite moments, too, sorry to cut you off, but was that 0-second goal by Kyle Mass to put Rocket League more on the map, where it was the first time we lost. We won 50 to 60 series in a row, and no one has ever beaten us in North America.
The flex,
hey, I'm just saying, I was a great defender at the time.
But
anyway,
I'd flex that hard if that was my record too.
But it was Fireburner. He made a pickup team for that tournament, and Crow's like, watch out, because he used to play with Fireburner all the time before that. And in their very first tournament, they step up and just make waves, and ever since then, Fireburner's always been at the top.
Yeah, the one thing for me that I wanted to add is that, with how long he's been a part of the team and how impactful, and more importantly, the position has always been residing at the top. If it's not number 1, it's very, very close. And for me, there's a difference from learning to copy what everybody else in the scene is doing, being able to mimic it. By having that strength for that long of a period of time, I look at that is trailblazing. And that is not something that is easy to do. Innovation is difficult, it is intimidating, and he seems to be the master.
Absolutely. And plus, he's played so many different roles. He's played the defender on NRG. He's played the offensive player. He was the Season 2 and Season 3 Golden Striker back-to-back. Then he moved to a more defensive role when Garrett became more on the offensive side. So he's always been a team player, and he's always tried to find his spot. Now he's the playmaker for the team. He's getting the most assists throughout the season, plus at the World Championship. So he's played every single role.
Yeah.
And he just keeps doing it so well. So it is surprising that he is retiring, because NRG has been so successful. But you can't count out GC Aura. They just got picked up by an order 2 days ago.
Wow.
2 days ago, and we got Calix and Asalan. So we saw them back at DreamHack Leipzig. They were mindset. They were one of those upset teams. They took out Rogue to make day 2. So they can definitely do it here again. We have Pondex, a lot of experience in the RLCS and the rival series with Excel and, of course, Penta.
And the guy I'm looking at here is going to be Asalan. How is he going to make a difference here coming in for this roster, being the new player on the roster? Is he going to make an impact? He has a lot to prove here, and he's going up against NRG. Definitely fan favorites. We got Fireburner retiring. Will that even affect their mental game, and can they stay strong on the pitch?
So that's tough, right? It's like you have 2 different tales there where it's like literally no one's going to be rooting for them, right? Because everyone wants to see Fireburner just hoist that trophy one more time.
And you don't want to be the guy who ruins that.
But at the same time, do you want to be that guy? You could be like, hey, I ended Fireburner's career. That'd be kind of cool to have.
I didn't think about it like that.
It would be kind of cool to have. It's like, he's a legend, and we took him down.
You know what,
it is very
one win after he announces a retirement, but my victory is why Fireburner, in fact,
it's
retired.
just like, then you're etched in history of, you were the one who beat Fireburner in his very last tournament. So
I want to see you go on stage, Gibbs, and play for the River Rats. Whenever if they match up again, then maybe you could be the one to do that.
In case they need a sub, I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
One day to end or make or break the dreams of the River Rats itself. But it is time here to come up with our predictions for the series between GC Aura and NRG.
It's NRG. We don't even need to talk about this. I think
I'll
everyone.
be honest.
I agree.
Yeah, like it's not only that they are the favorites, but everyone wants to see them in that grand finals. We want to see Game 7
There's no
overtime.
bias ever
We want to see
us.
Fireburner score it. But it's not even bias for like NA bias, right? It's Rocket League bias. We just want to see him go out on top. He's been so good for so long, so of course NRG.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going with NRG. Even fundamentally, if you're not even looking at any bias, I think NRG are going to take this one. They got Justin, they got Garrett. Going to be flowing
Look at
together
that.
on the screen. 99-1.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Who was the 1%? Please.
You know, on the note of amazing moments from Fireburner, I have one to add a little bit. Consuming the shot that was heard around the world was an amazing shot from Justin Taff. But if you go back and watch that VOD, I guarantee if you watch Fireburner's challenge to micro adjust to shoot it into the wall to make sure it hits, it was insane the angle he hit on that. And it was just, we know he is, makes 50-50s not in his favor. They're always going to be always on his side. But that one specifically was the one where you just go, Justin never has that if it's not for that minor tweak.
He laid the foundation for that play to even start.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It's going to be nuts because he's a 7-time world champion player. It's going to be a new era for North America just in general with that big three. It's going to be a huge roster shakeup. Who joins Garrett and Justin as well? So time will tell throughout the offseason, but again, we all hope Fireburner does extremely well here.
Yeah, and now it is time to figure out how Fireburner and the rest of NRG will perform here up against GC Aura. We're going to send it over to the commentary crew. We've got it's Johnny Boy and Shogun.
Thank you very much,
They got it
Dreadnought.
right this time.
They did, indeed. And, I was speaking to you just a second ago. The desk said that nobody wants to be the person to retire Fireburner. You have someone who disagrees.
I bet you Ocelon wants to be that guy. I mean, I don't know Ponix or Calix all too well in this regard, but, they seem like pretty nice guys. But Ocelon, he would love this, which I think Ocelon is on the left, by the way. I believe the overlay had him on the right, but that is, in fact, Ocelon closest to you.
Look, he looks almost giddy at the opportunity.
He is so excited right now to beat Fireburner in his last ever series. Now, I don't think it's likely to happen.
That 1% was Ocelon.
That was Ocelon. He got on his Twitch chat account and he voted for himself. Not even Ponix or Calix did. They voted NRG, but Ocelon voted for GC Aura. Let's see if they can do it. I mean, they are actually a pretty scary team.
He's done nothing wrong, and we've made him the villain here.
I mean, I'm not even sorry for that. I'm not even sorry, but Ocelon did actually eliminate Rogue from DreamHack Leipzig. I think Calix did as well. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Astral was their third back then, not Ponix.
Mindset.
Yeah, they eliminated Rogue, if I'm remembering correctly, and moved on to day 2 of the competition, which is very surprising. And they're going to get the opening goal here. Ponix on the score sheet already. And it's an Ocelon 50-50 that sets it up. I told you he doesn't care. He doesn't care about your legacy. He wants you to be remembered for a loss. He went into that 50-50 with everything he had. There's nothing held back.
He's not only wanting to destroy this retirement, he wants to destroy the credibility of the 50-50 god.
Yeah, it does indeed. NRG have had a rough time at certain lands, and when things aren't going completely well for them, sometimes it does capitulate. And, I think it do speak for everybody. All want Fireburner to play well today, but this is a tough team that they're up against. Very mechanically sound, and if they play well as a team, which, I think they're still in their honeymoon period, so that bodes well in Rocket League history. This could be a very dangerous opponent. Almost 2-0, actually. Calix just misses, but barely. On a redirect down the line.
Yeah, NRG really on the defensive to start us off. Justin over the top, double demo by Fireburner. Open net for Garrett. Fireburner with a monster play.
That's so big. Look at that. Fireburner taking out both of the defenders. And Garrett G puts it in.
And if we're talking about Fireburner memories, that's not even his best one when it comes to demos. There is one, I believe, during a Rocket Royale. Years and years ago. Triple demo.
Yeah, he just smashed the entire defense out. I think he dodged once and he took 3 players out of the game, which says a lot about the other team's rotation, but also that Fireburner hit a pretty good bump. He is well known for this. That's his legacy. 50-50s, demos, and goals. But it's Ocelon again, who's causing them problems. GC Aura with another goal. This one, it's just a free shot that he bangs straight between 2 defenders.
I do like the correction, though, from Ocelon as he was going up the wall. Sort of faked out that he was going to go for a wall shot. Instead, just wait for the ball to come down, banged it from the floor. 2-1, GC Aura are proving themselves to be a real nuisance, and they are not to be overlooked.
Absolutely not. the question mark for me was Pondex, because in the past, sometimes he plays so well. We've seen him in RLCS EU before, you know, causing problems for top-tier EU teams week after week. But there's been other times where you see him and he's missing easy saves week after week. So which one is it going to be today? Well, so far he's on the score sheet, which is great for him, and really great for GC Aura. NRG have got a lot of time to work with here. They're starting to get into this. Justin, double touch on target. It's a save by Pondex. Oh my goodness!
Phenomenal save from Pondex, but the pressure's still on. NRG finally see it escape, and I got to agree with you in some way, Johnny, because look at one of Pondex's teammates, Niels Cook. It looked like both of their careers were sort of on the downward spiral after playing with XL. And Niels Cook has just, you know, shot to life over this past year. And Pondex has got to be looking at that just saying, oh, if my old teammate can do it, surely I can as well.
Yeah, sometimes when teams don't play well, it's not because the individuals are on the way out. It's just because some teams don't work well together. You take that team apart, you put them on different teams, and suddenly you've got better teams, better players, or at least seemingly better players. Maybe Pondex could be one of those players. This is looking good for them so far. NRG are giving them a little bit too much space, and it's sort of reminding me of when they were looking that they were going to lose against INTS at the World Championship just a couple of weeks ago. They gave them way too much space, and they didn't realize just how fast they were going to be playing. GC Aura have hit them with the exact same surprise.
Justin, plenty of time, follows it up. Still trailing by 1 goal, but a lot of opportunities. Ocelon was by himself. Garrett was a pass over to the side, but Ocelon read it perfectly.
Yeah, if you want anybody back, it's got to be that man, Ocelon. Great solo defender, and he's just banged in an open net from his own half. And that was not even close to Garrett G getting there in time. He's too low, too far off target. Ocelon not just getting there first, but also scoring straight down the middle. GC Aura look very, very clean right now. Some great saves, some great shots. NRG are not all there. Flip reset for Ocelon. The most powerful touch. I'll tell you what, he almost landed on it again. Would have been pretty impressive.
Double flip reset. I think that would be quite the statement to make.
I think I've seen a double flip reset in a major before.
I've seen them in some ones.
It is definitely coming.
I see them in the Giphy Game top 10, but that is designed for me to see it.
Yeah,
not at the top level.
Yeah, one day probably very soon. Maybe even this weekend. Oh, tune in here or DreamHack Rock League 2 to see them if it does happen. Fireburner going to try and rock this down to Justin. He does find him. It's a huge clear by Justin. Awkward for Ocelon, but he's done well not to trip off the goalpost and to make contact with the ball. Pondex pops it over his own crossbar. Misses a touch, but Ocelon's read it well and almost, I think, scores again. He's trying to read it as it pops up, but they don't need to be looking for another goal right now. They just need to try and not concede one. Some great solo defense from Calix as well. Hold NRG back. Yeah, Justin and Garrett G coming at him, and that's not the thing you want to see when you're defending all alone. With 20 seconds left, GC Aura are up by 2 goals against NRG.
Long clear again. Garrett G cannot find the ball. He may fire to Justin. Ocelon can't get there first. Justin with the boost for a double tap, but he can't get above the ball. Forced to just scuff it over to the far side, and GC Aura will take game number 1. NRG, they need to find some answers.
Yeah, they need to step up. They were giving GC Aura way too much space in this game. Number 1, also looking so happy with himself. See, I told you, didn't I? That he doesn't give a monkeys about Firebird's legacy.
He's going to smile while doing it.
He wants to send him out on a loss. And rightfully so. They want to go all the way. These guys are winner's mentality. They're going to try and take this one down. Confident as well. And you can see that in the way that they're playing this game. They're hitting the ball well. They're moving around the field very, very smoothly. It's a great 50-50 to set this one up. And Pondex is following it the whole way. He's just there in case. Yeah. Why not be there? Your second man. You've got backup. Why not move up aggressively? They're hyped to see that they're getting a little bit excited there. Like you said, that little fake up the wall from Ocelon probably backed up the last NRG defender. Maybe Garrett G could be pressuring that ball in his rotation out. You know, he's trying to just get out the way, let somebody else come in, but why not go for it himself? That is an unbelievable save by Pondex. We were just talking about the fact that, back in the day, we're used to seeing him missing easy saves, 2 weeks in a row, and thinking, what is happening with this guy? But today he is on form, especially in defense.
Yeah, Podex seems to be enjoying himself on this roster. Plenty of opportunities to try and get what he needs out of it. So far, GC Aura looking to be a challenge that nobody expected. 99% of the audience picking NRG, and I'm sure some of it was sentimental as well, but still, it is what it is, and Ocelon and the rest of GC Aura would love to prove everybody wrong, as Garrett can't take any further than Ocelon. Just in first shot, forced to say from Calix, as Garrett was gunning for Calix in there.
Yeah, it's a good touch by Calix. He's bought himself and his team a lot of time there. NRG are playing much faster in this second game. I think they've had a little chat between games 1 and 2 and decided that they're not going to give GC Aura any time on the ball, because that was getting them in trouble in the last game. They need to be careful not to run into any traps while they're doing this, because GC Aura are not just playing, you know, a ridiculously high-pressure play style for no reason. They're just seeing the ball when they're thinking, okay, I can get there first, I'm going to go, but they're not thinking, okay, I'm not going to get there first, but hey, let's just go anyway, whatever. Hopefully they don't see it coming. That's very, actually, smart play so far from them.
Fire tries to find Justin. Up the wall as well, 20 boost, you still believe he could do it. But Garrett G finds the back of the net, clean as you like on the strike.
That is a brilliant shot by Garrett. Justin maybe setting up a ceiling shot for himself. It falls into the middle after Ocelon touched it. Garrett G is first to the scene, and he just got it over the defender, and he just got it underneath the crossbar.
Pinpoint perfect from Garrett. And now NRG have taken the lead in game 2. And they do look very different to how we saw them in game 1. You are completely correct, by the way, when you say just more aggressive in a way. Not necessarily trying to make every play worth something, but making sure they are in the face of GC Aura. Do not give them time to control.
It's the pressure. That's what they're looking for. They're forcing mistakes. And there's another one. Justin gets a second goal. NRG are looking like they're moving up to an entire new gear. GC Aura haven't found theirs quite yet.
Yeah, GC Aura just were content to sit at the same pace as the last game, and this has been a little bit of a shock for them so far. Try and turn this around. Still 3.5 minutes left on the clock, but NRG starting off incredibly well over here. Double commit. Podex. That's way too low, but the bounce is awkward. It's going to allow GC Aura to potentially keep themselves forward, but very late following up with the challenge. Ocelon can't get any further than Fireburner. Calix wants to put it to the wall, but didn't quite read where his teammate was. And NRG looking for that third. Drops down. Fireburner up, wins the challenge. Gonna drop straight down as Ocelon will clear it to the corner. GC Aura able to stave off the offensive threat. The first time they've done it in this game, as NRG this time around come away with nothing.
It's almost half the game gone. GC Aura seem to have stabilized somewhat, but NRG are still looking even a slight bit less aggressive than they were earlier this game. Really nice downward pass from Justin, but it's almost a goal for Calix, almost a goal for Podex. It will be surely. Oh no, Calix has hit the post. No way, is that rolling in? I think Ocelon's got it. What a let-off though. GC Aura by all rights should have scored there. Calix with an open net miss. It wasn't the easiest of angles, but you have to be scoring that in this sort of game. Ocelon's solo play out wide, tackled well by Garrett G.
Went for the early hook shot, but couldn't quite do it with that angle. Podex straight down to Fireburner. Seems like they both seem to be trading possession right now in the midfield, but Ocelon takes it for himself. He's on the wall, he's got Calix over in support. But Garrett G just gonna take his time, he's got to the air. This is gonna be hard to challenge if you're on GC Aura. Podex goes down, Garrett took it past one, but well read by Calix.
Looked like he was going for a flip reset. I'm not sure if he got it, but he didn't want to use it either way, even if he did, because there was a defender right in front of him. He just used it as a mind game to go underneath.
It almost looked like he was going to try and flip reset into a wave dash shot.
Yeah, I was looking for that as well, but there was no wave dash, was it? At least I don't think there was, so could have been a flip reset, could have just been a mind game. The way Garrett G causing problems for GC Aura.
Fireburner. Not a boost at this point, just pushes the ball to the far side of the field, and with the time left on the clock, as it is, definitely seems like a more than okay decision to make. NRG nabbing 2 goals early on, and since then they've just been coasting. A couple of opportunities for GC Aura, but since then haven't really had much. Now it's Calix. He just doesn't catch the flick. easy defensive take for Justin.
Yeah, was just running away from him a little bit. Calix was trying to get the ball on top of his car, or at least on top of the front end of his car so he could clip it with a side flip, but it was rolling off the front too fast, moving too fast. Fireburner attempted a double touch here. Garrett's coming in and missed the rebound as well. Justin, slow plays to follow up. He's air dribbling on target. Double commit from GC Aura. Ball stays out of the net, but also, importantly, away from NRG's net. With a 2-goal lead, that's all they really care about right now.
Is Ocelot. Out of boost at the moment. This is more time wasted on a play that wasn't going anywhere. Justin wins another challenge. Just going to try and hold the ball over here in the corner and waste as much time on the clock as possible as we head into the final 10 seconds. Fireburner to make it free. Justin holds off the follow-up challenge.
Just the final few seconds here. Unless GC Aura can get something going right now, it is going to be game over, and that should do it. Time will tick down far enough, and that confirms that this series will go to game 3, all tied up. Ocelot, one final shot. No, it's actually Calix, sorry. It does go in off the crossbar and the post simultaneously. It's a good finish by Calix. It's a shame for them they couldn't get this working earlier on in the game.
Yeah, just caught that as lightly as he possibly could, and even then it was still almost too heavy. GC Aura showing signs of life at the end there. Just, I wouldn't necessarily that was a game that belonged to NRG. It was more a minute-and-a-half flurry that removed it from GC Aura, and they just could not recover in time. NRG, throughout the regular season of league play over in NA, did not drop a single 2-goal lead throughout the entire season. You would not expect them to do anything different here.
Yeah, there was that, like, obviously huge chance for GC Aura. The 3 shots, I think it was.
It was.
All hitting the posts. I mean, if they were going to take this game, they really had to be scoring that. But NRG hold on. They tie this series up. Doesn't look like they're anywhere near, like, they're out of the woods just yet, though. I mean, one of the goals, that's a 50-50 gone wrong for GC Aura and Garrett G capitalizing. And the second goal, more of a forced issue. Garrett G just sticking it up on the back wall, out of Ocelot's reach, just over the open net. I mean, that's what you want to see from NRG. You want to see them putting GC Aura in awkward spots. It's actually been GC Aura who are making this game difficult for NRG. That's why we're all tied up right now.
It's certainly more interesting than I think anybody expected it to be. Let's head into game number 3. We are all tied up, 1 game apiece. GC Aura against NRG. Winner of this goes on to match point. The potential to move on to day 2.
You know, NRG, they better hurry up and win this as fast as possible. I think Justin is falling asleep there between games.
He is, he looks like a tired boy right now. You just look up to the other side, you see Ocelot just bouncing up and down.
Yeah, see, I hope he's not too jet lagged. I mean, sometimes that does happen. Try flying all the way from NA to Europe.
I mean,
it's a harder time zone switch than going the other way around.
I mean, if you want an example, oh wow, this is an opportunity for a great save from Ocelot. I was gonna say, if you want a great example of how that travel can really mess you up, we just have to speak to our man on the desk, Turtle. At what can only be described as a bit of a nightmare driving over or getting over to DreamHack Summer a few years ago with Rogue.
Missing pretty much every connection possible.
Oh yeah, it's
losing all the luggage. It all happens. It's just part of the job. GC Aura off to a good start here. Opponent ceiling shot saved by Fireburner. They had some really good saves in this series of GC Aura. Still looking for the team who are gonna be this year's Team Echo Zulu. I mean, I think so far GC Aura have had the best claim to that, but there were some great saves earlier as well from the Chiefs, and almost saved there, but Justin smashed it in too hard. It looked like the GC Aura lineup were gonna handle this one, but awkward takeoff from Pondix means it goes right past him. Misread the ceiling bounce, and it's just gone straight in.
Yeah, GC Aura do seem to be struggling with those wall-to-ceiling plays from NRG. Fireburner taking it early. Calix has caught himself in a little bit of an awkward situation. NRG looking to try and make it 2. It would be within the same time frame as it was last game. Played over the top. Fireburner for the backboard. Ponex, not a great touch from him either. Justin puts it on target. Wanted to try and force a double commit from GC Aura, but they do not take the bait, and instead looking to transition out to the orange side of the field. But once again, NRG, it looks like they've slowly but surely got a read on this defensive rotation from GC Aura, and they've got them locked down in their own side of the field.
They're just trying to challenge earlier. They realize there's no point just all rotating back and giving GC Aura space because they're not going to make enough mistakes while they're attacking for that to be a worthwhile strategy. You need to put them under pressure. They did that a lot better in game number 2. That's a double commit from GCR. Maybe a chance for Garrett G down the line. Ponyx gonna chase in from right behind the ball. Good angle to come in from. No idea for Garrett G where he was coming from. Yes, I'm loving these dribbles in defense from Ocelon. He's relieving a lot of pressure every time he gets the ball on top of his car. It looks like GC Aura are gonna get out of their half. Oh, that's a great shot by Fireburner though. It's gonna creep in. And he struck that one really well, very early as well. Look at that, straight off the bounce. Ocelon was not ready for the shot to be coming in that quickly.
NRG are scoring a lot of goals at the moment within a matter of seconds of GC Aura. Sort of a passive attempt at clearing the ball. Having for the first goal in this one, having for the second one as well. They need to be a little bit more strong with their clears, because at the moment they're just handing over possession and NRG are able to take some shots. NRG looking to try and put themselves on match point. GC Aura able to get one back in the last game. Unfortunately, it was with no time at all left on the clock. They try and get this with 2 minutes left.
Well, they've just hit the posts again, although it wasn't a shot that could be followed up this time. Alex almost hitting a flying bump onto the last NRG goalkeeper. There are chances here for GC Aura. That's a great diving save as well by Calix. Keeping this one close. NRG are definitely feeling the pressure here. Double commit, and Fireburner misses his touch. Side flip shot not coming in contact for Calix. Looks like Ocelon's gonna have to bring it down again as NRG knock more time off the clock.
Not even knocking time off the clock. They might knock this one into the back of the net.
Good touch.
As Calix gets it over the top. Now Pondex with the follow, but Garrett G wraps himself around. And that is a booming clear from Justin into the midfield. This is exactly where NRG want to be. The corner again. Fireburn off the backboard. Here's Justin, and it's gonna go in. Although the save should have been better.
Yeah, it looked like there was just not enough momentum there for Pondex on the goal line.
Stopped.
Stalled a little bit before jumping, and yeah, you're just under so much pressure there. You see Justin's nameplate coming up for an aerial. Yeah, that's pretty scary. So Pondex definitely.
I mean, Justin's out here complimenting himself in his own name.
I know, yeah. I think he's been called that, or on and off for a while. It depends if he feels like he's in a slump or not. He just takes away the incredible part of his name if he thinks he's not popping off. That's a good sign for NRG if Justin thinks he's playing well. Cheeky little ceiling reset for Ocelon, but it's not going to make anything happen. And Pondex caught out in defense again. It's these sort of plays that we're talking about when you have Pondex on your lineup. You sometimes get this, just a random ball getting missed or hit poorly. Luckily for them, this didn't make too much difference because they were already 2-0 down. It's the difference, 3-0, 4-0. NRG are probably winning that game anyway. We need to start strong in game number 4. If we can have any chance here, that's an opportunity for Calix. Shut down well by Fireburn.
Yeah, NRG just getting better and better with every single game. Here comes Garrett, trying to break out some of the fancy stuff. Calix to Pondex, looking for a momentum goal. This one is way beyond their grasp now. Here comes Justin. Right to set up Garrett G. Final 20 seconds, and GC Aura gonna need to win 2 in a row with an NRG team that ever since they switched up in game 2, just seem to be pulling away from their European opponents.
And it's how you want to see NRG play. You don't want to see them playing timid and passive. You want to see them playing aggressive.
He hits these.
And of course Justin scores that. I never even had a single doubt in my mind. Showing
Look at him in that top right now.
Yeah, Justin, he is enthralled. He is delighted to have scored that goal. Of course, doesn't get many double touches, so it's a pretty big deal for him.
He's saved the replay. He's nicknamed it best goal ever, OMG, exclamation mark, heart, heart, heart.
And he was sticking that in his next montage and repeat.
That is the only goal.
The 5-0 NRG, making this third game rather pretty easy. They need to get one more to advance into day number 2. And it's a pretty exciting day number 2 that awaits them. Should they make it there, G2 Esports awaits. That would be
Kronovi
really nice
versus
matchup.
Fireburner again.
Oh, well, Kronovi is actually playing for Rogue.
Oh, yeah. That is still, legit. So long later, it's still hard.
I mean, if
I'm going to be doing this with Chiefs for a long time as well.
if they beat G2, then they might play Rogue, because Rogue play Barcelona in the same side of the bracket as them. So that could happen. Or if they both lose, they would play. So there is a decent chance. You're not wrong.
Just continue to bail me out here, dude.
Fireburner could play Kronovi tomorrow. And then what you said wouldn't be entirely ridiculous. You know, honestly, tomorrow the potential matchup I'm most looking forward to is the Randy Gibbons River Rats against Dignitas. If both of them win their first game, they play each other. Or if both of them lose their first game, they play each other. If one of them wins, one of them loses, we won't get to see them immediately, but who knows, maybe the bracket will unfold later on and we'll still get to see that matchup later in the tournament. Or just, you know...
That's a preview of the grand final.
Yeah, the grand final preview, of course. I think that's the one everybody's most looking forward to.
The action just keeps rolling on here.
The best part
forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, the best part about DreamHack Valencia is that you've got and all the DreamHack Rocket League events, you've got such a depth of talent here. You know, no playoffs, knocking out half of the RLCS teams from both regions. Just got every single team, and we've got more OCE teams here than any other Rocket League LAN has ever had, so just amazing to see that competition. We'll find out really who the best team is right now. Can't argue, because everybody's here.
Yep, absolutely. Ground Zero Gaming from OCE able to move themselves on to day 2.
They're the only OCE team who will be making it into day 2.
Oh, really? Have you got an update for us on that one,
Chiefs
Johnny?
have lost to Dignitas in their last game of the tournament, 3-1. We won't be seeing any more of the Chiefs in Valencia. I'm sure this will be kicking about the venue if you do see them. They're all really nice guys. Be sure to say hi. We won't be seeing them again on the field. And Justin looking for a fancy double touch. Bounced down, did read it, but didn't quite get there. You know, speaking more about those OCE teams, it's interesting to see, you know, not just a one OCE team dominating all the time.
It is nice that there's a mix
up
there.
Yeah.
Because whenever you look at a region and see how it's going to get better, you need that mixer. You need constant competition to improve you. But I think they'll all be behind their boys over in Ground Zero.
Oh, absolutely.
OCE having not made a top 8 this year when it comes to the DreamHacks, despite numerous attempts.
Maybe this time.
Maybe this time. And maybe this time for GC Aura. They've managed to get through the opening minute and a half without conceding. That is a much improved performance than what we saw in the previous 2 games. Now they've got to try and find the first goal.
Yeah, NRG have sort of calmed down here a little bit. Not anywhere near as much pressure as they were exerting in games 2 and 3. But it's not.
This feels like a game
bad.
1.
Yeah, it does feel a lot like game 1. You're right. It's, you know, GC Aura haven't been putting too much pressure on them either. It's just ball bouncing back and forward. Lots of hard clears. Nice slow play there by Calix. He's knocked the ball over to Ocelon, and Ocelon's trying to bring it down. That's a wicked double touch actually by Fireburner. My goodness. Caught that one well. He's going to go wide though. Approaching halftime. Still, no goals scored. Although NRG have had the slightly better chances of the 2 teams.
Yeah, it was nice to see Fireburner just finally breaking us out of the game of ping pong. I believe we retired those tournaments back in Battle Cars.
Onyx double touch was awkwardly placed. It wasn't powerful, but it was behind the NRG goalkeeper, who did well to get back for it. We are into the second half of the game now. So far, no big enough misplays from either team to allow the other team to score. It's an Ocelon dribble that puts NRG on the back foot. Last man's ready for it though. And a follow-up shot from Garrett G right in the corner. 1-0. That is placement.
Woke up Justin. Justin just looked over and just went, all right, that was good.
That is placement right there. Garrett G really hitting the ball well today. And they're having a good laugh right now. So it's good to see NRG having fun in their last LAN as a team together. Of course, we're all hoping that they can make a deep run here. Maybe even win the whole thing. We'll have to wait and see. They're going to have to play better than they did today, I think, if they're going to win the whole thing. Because although Randy Gibbons River Rats have stepped up and played a lot better than I think a lot of us were expecting, NRG have not been themselves, have not been all there at times. GC Aura showing that there are weaknesses. Well done, yeah. Calix actually trying to get flip reset, doesn't come together.
That ball always seems to be just a little bit faster than his car was dropping.
That's a cheeky flip reset from Ponix, just for a wave dash recovery. Very clean mechanics at times from GC Aura boys. Certainly caught NRG off guard early on.
be off the ceiling. Garrett G for the double tap.
Oh!
Phenomenal.
What on earth? Justin just looking to the side, thinking, is that my teammate? Does he score those? Yes, Justin, he does. Garrett G scores those on the regular, actually. That's
Garrett,
just how good he is.
Justin just looks over and goes, thank you for staying.
Thank you for not leaving me completely alone. You know, these guys, they do, of course, love playing together. They played together for a long time now. One of the longest standing Rocket League rosters. Oh, pitch shot, actually. GCR going straight down the middle. Was on target. Garrett was there for it, though. Garrett was having an absolute screamer of a game 4.
Garrett G shooting on point at the moment as Pondex and the rest of GC Aura realize that this series is getting away from them. They've got to overturn that 2-goal lead. That NRG simply do not drop. They're gonna need to try and do something here as it's now free. Justin going shot for shot with his own teammate. Not quite as good as what we saw from Garrett, but pretty close.
Yeah, Calyx there feeling the pressure now. They know that this is just about to be their exit of the tournament if they can't get a goal, and he's backflipped in defense. You know, they know that they need to be quick against NRG in the air. Players like Justin, Garrett, Fireburner getting up and about the ball as fast as they do. And that extra pressure has caused that misplay for Calyx, although it doesn't look like a forced error. It's just the overall presence of NRG that's caused it.
But you've got to remember as well, is a lot of these teams say, oh, we need to be faster. And they try and play faster, but sometimes, no matter what you try, you're just not as fast as the other team. So you end up just being pulled out of position, and what has happened to GC Aura as they try and make it 3-1. Calyx gives that slight, like a small ember of hope to GC Aura.
Ocelon there actually slapping an NRG defender off the back wall, leaving the net wide open for Calyx. So if they can get something going on kickoff here, could have an interesting end to the game. Let's see which way it's going to fall. It does actually go in their favor. Onyx, a good flick, and it's almost gone past him. Great save by Fireburner to keep NRG in front, and that should be enough to confirm the win.
Going off the backboard, Garrett G gets it downfield over to Justin. Justin to Fireburner, passing play defensively. Might result in one more opportunity for GC Aura, but it will not be enough as NRG, 0 seconds remaining. Fireburner keeps it alive. Ocelon to the far corner. Justin over again. Garrett keeps it up. Infield passing play. Calyx to the corner one more time. Who's going to be able to get this? It has to happen at this point.
Yeah, if we see a ball bouncing in field off a Fireburner 50-50, we all know what's going to occur. It's not going to be in the cards today.
I think one team needed to let the other take that.
Absolutely, but it's going to be NRG moving on after a brief scare. An impressive showing early on in this series from GC Aura before the pressure really started to get to them, and they had those misplays coming in a bit too much. You can't be missing easy saves and accidentally backflipping at your aerials against a team like NRG. You need to play just like they did in game 1, but every single game of the series. Absolutely. And maybe then you win. You're still not guaranteed to win.
You're still up against one of the top teams in the world. But for GC Aura, they were not able to finish the career of Fireburner, but they certainly bruised him on the way out. Let's hand it over to our boys. How are you guys doing right now?
Doing all right, but it took a while, it seems like, for NRG to wake up there. I think everybody can agree on that, but other than that, it was pretty good. Yeah,
short scare, but at the end of the day, NRG proved why they're the better team at the end of the day.
Yeah, I thought the first save that GC Aura got was going to tilt them in that first game. I was a little bit scared, but they pulled it back.
Yeah, I was surprised to see GC Aura walk away with that first win. Am I the only one here? I did not think they would even get a game. Man,
but that's what DreamHack's all about, right? Any team can win any of these series. So it was close, but at the end of the day, NRG does pull it out. Fireburner will live for at least one more day. And again, everyone, we saw with that fan vote, 99%, but it's going to be the same tomorrow for every one of their series because we want to see him on day 3.
Yeah, I think the only reason 1% actually showed up on the other side is because it's actually mathematically impossible with the system impact to have a 0%. You just can't.
To be fair, GC Aura, they do have parents, and they were getting the votes in on Twitch chat, obviously.
Shout out to Mom.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Mom. But at the end of the day, that series was a little scary. Like we thought at first. We saw Justin. He looked like a little tired, maybe a little bit jet lagged, but then he started picking it up towards the end of that series.
Yeah, that first save, I want to mention it. I thought that was going in. I really did. And I thought Justin was going to get tilted. Like you said, it looked a little bit down on himself. But then as the games progressed, we saw Garrett with a huge pop-off as well. Definitely everybody getting involved here towards the end. Justin doing what he does best in the air. Such a threat and such a mechanical guru. And we also had Fireburner. We want to see him retire with a great performance and a great showing, and that's a good start for them.
Yeah, there were some incredible saves too on the other side with GC Aura, but at the end of the day, it was the Garrett and Justin show, right? They were just trying to one-up one another by the end of this series, and NRG just ran away with it.
And joining us here up at the desk is going to be Fireburner himself. Fireburner, how does it feel to be out there on the field, man? I can't help but feel like, does it feel like every other tournament for you, or does it have like a very special feel to it?
No, it doesn't really have a special feel, to be honest. I don't know. In my head, like, my last tournament was RLCS. Yeah, the guys have already been trying out new thirds and stuff, so we haven't scrimmed at all this whole week. We were pretty tired today. But, yeah, I mean, we're just having fun. Doesn't really matter what happens, to be honest.
So can you give us a little spoilers on what's the future of Fireburner?
Yeah.
Are you going to coaching for NRG, or what's happening?
Well, I mean, I would like to, right?
Yeah.
But nothing's official yet. Probably going to figure all that out after Valencia's over, see who I'm going to coach, hopefully NRG. But yeah, just doing that, and then probably going to do content on top of that. So that's the plan.
And I'm curious, how much of a fundamental pillar do you feel like for this community, and how much, like, what do you have to thank for everything that's, come together for you?
No, yeah, I mean, it's been crazy, right? So I've been here from the start, and I've seen, like, since season one RLCS, we were playing in a nightclub, and then it was in the back of it, and now we were playing at the Prudential Center last season. So it's crazy to see how the game has grown and how much the esports has grown too.
And you to grow with it. I feel like that's something, that we're talking about beforehand, is just that you've been in so many different positions and stances, but always sitting near the top of North America, if not at the very top there. And so it's just been very impressive to watch your performance so far, and I wish you the best of luck going into tomorrow there. And with that here, we have concluded our day number one here, guys. I mean, any reflecting thoughts on day number one of Valencia, other than it feels like the biggest standout thing has got to be TSM no longer with us. That's a shocker.
And we thought it might be the European bubble teams making some noise back at Leipzig, but for the most part, it wasn't them. It was Ground Zero Gaming, obviously knocking out TSM. So once again, we have another DreamHack where most of the top is still there. It's just, we got a few upsets here or there.
And I'm waiting for that Vitality match. I'm waiting for them to just show up and come through here, because they have started out strong. They're the reigning world champions, and I'm excited to see how they perform.
So any surprises here for you, Fireburner, that you saw, besides TSM maybe?
Us losing to River Rats.
I mean, to be fair, come on. They have the best coach in the game. So.
Yeah, sure. I don't know. Other than that, nothing really stands out. I guess maybe Barca losing.
Yeah.
A little bit of surprise.
Yeah. As they lost so convincingly, as well. It was a quick 3-0 sweep. Did not expect that at all.
And the last result that we didn't fill in, but it has occurred, was Dignitas taking down the Chiefs. So the Chiefs are out, and Dignitas move on to day 2 as well.
All right, well, that is going to be it here for day number one at DreamHack Valencia. But before we go, we have to thank our sponsors, the one who makes this all possible, and it is none other than esportmanagement.com, Psyonix, Monster, and of course, DreamHack itself. We're going to be back again tomorrow with more action here, looking for that DreamHack magic, so be sure to check in with that. But for today, that's it. Thank you for tuning in, and good night.